Shalom again to Random Coverage. This is in response to his second video. He's asking, why would God need to preserve the Torah if the Torah was given to just a specific group of people, as opposed to the Quran, which was given for the whole world? Okay, so this idea is based on a widespread misunderstanding. That misunderstanding is that the Torah is only for the Jews, or the Torah is only for the people of Israel, and not for the world. Now, if we're just going to believe what people say about the Torah, then maybe that would be the case. However, if we care to look to see what the Torah actually says about itself, we'll see something different. Now, it's true that the Torah was established within one family, a family that was established through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. However, all along the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it wasn't just Abraham marrying Abraham, and it wasn't just Isaac marrying his sister. It wasn't Jacob marrying his sister or cousins, but all along the way, they were marrying people who were not members of their own family. And so when it came to the 12 sons of Jacob, they married various women from different places. They didn't just marry their sisters. That's even haram, it's forbidden according to the Torah. So, in the same way that Muslims believe that the Quran is given in Arabic, and yet they don't believe it was given just for the Arabic people. So Muslims have a nation, an ummah, which was founded on the Arab people, and yet it's available and for the entire world. The Torah is no different, and that's the Torah's original message. In fact, in Numbers chapter 15, verse 15, we see that the Almighty gives a commandment that just as the native born is, so shall he who joins among you be. Both the Torah and the adjudication shall be one, the native born and for he who joins you alike. It is an everlasting law. Now this is one among many places where it states that the Torah is everlasting. So that's the second major problem with the belief that the Torah has been corrupted and no longer reliable, or that God has now replaced it with a new law. If God has replaced it with a new law, then how can we trust that this new law is forever valid if when God gave this earlier law and he said it's an everlasting commandment, yet he still did away with it? And last I checked, when I read through the Quran, it does not specify that the Quran is an everlasting law in the way that the Torah again and again emphasizes that it's for all generations, to be done in all your generations is an everlasting covenant. So if we can't trust God's word in the Torah that it's an everlasting covenant, how can we trust that in the Quran is an everlasting law when the Quran doesn't even make that claim? I understand and I know that the Quran does call Muhammad the seal of the prophets, but I also know that that underlying Arabic word is essentially the same word in Hebrew, hatima. Ha, ta, and ma. In Arabic it turns to a kha. And I know that that does not necessarily mean that it's the final of something, although that is the traditional Islamic understanding. A seal can also be something which authenticates that which it is presenting. And if you read the Quran, it seems that Muhammad is constantly reiterating that, well, rather the message that is being given through Muhammad is constantly reiterating and affirming the messages that came before. So that's my personal understanding as to what Muhammad is intended to be when the Quran says he's the seal of the prophets. The Torah is not just for the Jewish people, the Torah is for all humanity, and the people of Israel do not consist just of one ethnicity, but of myriads of ethnicities. Even today you can find black Jews, Chinese Jews, Middle Eastern Jews. The world over, the Jewish people are much more diverse than just what you see in New York City. And even in New York City you can find Yemenite Jews, Jews from Yemen, Moroccan Jews, Iraqi Jews, and so forth. Okay, so another thing that you brought up in your video is in reference to the promise that Jesus gave of the Spirit of Truth that would come, and you connect that to